Man, they slamming doors before I even get started out here, man. Let me adjust my light, Crow Crew. Oh man, I'm busting out old artwork too before I got. That's right when I first got started on coming to. Yeah, man, it's deep. As above, so below. You better believe it. But nah, look, listen. We're gonna jump right in. This is the reiteration. This is the part 2 of me and Crow Cuz walkie-talkie session. All right, we're gonna listen. We're gonna go on here when we get our devices good and ready and shit. I'm gonna hit him up, and I'm gonna leave the screen on depth. You know what I mean, on black, on the depth. You know, and he's gonna talk live with me. We're gonna talk some noise. We're gonna stir up the bowl, man. Better believe it. We are going to stir that shit up with tungsten staffs, man. It's just gonna go down. Now, what we were talking about is male and female difference right now. Okay, we're going to talk about density. Now, Crow said that females are more dense than males. Alright, now when the woman carries the male genus of human species, right, she carries the boys higher, you know, and then the girls lower. Now, in some cases, sometimes in some women is the opposite. Now, what Crow was saying was boys or men, you know, were buoyant, and then women are dense. But then you think about it, the babies are floating in the fluid, the water, the embryonic fluid, and the embryonic fluid is another type of water element. Just like the cerebral spinal fluid is another type of water element. Blood is a fluid. It is a water element. You know, it has like a water type of texture, or like, you know, fluid. Now, some fluids are acidic. They may look pleasant. You put your solid in it and you come out a gas or something, or you're melting. Like the Wicked Witch, you're melting, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. That's heavy, man. So you have to understand and overstand that chemical reactions are key. Now, what's even more crazy is that, alright, the denser a person is, the less water will support them. Okay, so if a person isn't really, let's say a person's kind of like fat. Alright, even in a car crash, a fat person with a lot of blubber on them is going to be a lot safer than someone who's muscle bound, because the density of matter. Alright, now there could be someone who's bloated, like a baby Huey muscle head, real smooth muscles. This dude's bloated. It's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. But that's a bunch of creatine or creatin, how some people like to pronounce it. Creatine or creatin. And I say that quote unquote. So for those who say it however they say. Alright. Now, that dude would be a lot safer than a person with raw meat. Because we know dense muscle looks like you could see it through the flesh. Doesn't matter if it's male or female. You could see if it's toned and it's really tight and dense. You could tell. You could look at that and say, like, yeah, that motherfucker's solid, man. Yeah, that motherfucker got some nice calves, man. Whoa. Damn, when she stepping them hills, man, look like she's cracking the earth. Goddamn girl. What's up with you? Until she kick in your nuts because she wasn't hearing that. Because you know, people be on the edge nowadays. You can't even go say hi no more. They're ready to get offended. You know? But that's that density. Because they take offense to me. But I don't go talking to people anyway, you know. People get mad for no reason. I walk in, people get mad. You know, I told you about the store. But see, you got to transmutate that. You want to try to mutate, Jack? We got to transmutate that. To turn that into some good energy. You can't let a person's funk fuck you up. You can't let a hater snuff out the soul. Come on, man. That's like the clouds and the sun. Eventually the sun's going to bust through there. And that's due to your own EL projection. You have to have a consciousness of your own and possess the light. We're going to talk some other deep stuff tonight, though. That was just the opening topic. Me and Crow Cuz are going to do a duo stream here sometime soon. One of these episodes coming up. Look forward to it. We're going to do this shit. We're going to break it down. We're both wielding something, man. Like I said, we got tungsten staffs. We're going to stir up this fucking bowl of fire. But let's talk about frequencies in the water. Because I got some sound papers here. And I know I said I was going to go into this when I got a new camera. And I am. I'm on my way. Acquisition it will be had soon enough. You know, you just got to be patient. Now, let's talk about instrument tuning. Let's talk about frequency. It goes down to A-E-I-O-U. But the frequency in which things are on, master tuning. The standard in the Western Standard is 440, or what is it, 432 or something like that, I believe. And that's what things are tuned to, like instruments, even synthesizers, and any other like type of musical device for 440 or 432. Now, what we know from this frequency is hold on, where is it at? I'm looking for it. I got a lot of stuff. Okay, what we know from this frequency. Okay, the standard tuning is 440. Military acoustic warfare. It's a dissonant, lack of harmony in sound, discord, and frequency, or that's in spirit. It's diseasing, stressful, stress-inducing, psychosocial, virtually demonic, mass hysteria inducing frequency. So when things are tuned to this, okay, now if you got the water in the body, okay, because things have changed now, things are predominantly water. So I'm breaking it down a little bit deeper now. Now it's like I'm starting to see we're actually hydrocarbon now. We weren't hydrocarbon. We like jumped some eras or some shit. Or maybe it was a gradual deterioration, because see, this will represent hydrocarbon right here. Predominantly water, but then the carbon is surrounded by predominant metal water. Old world silica and a little bit of probably, like I said, nitrogen, hydrogen, oxide, or NH2O or something like that. H2N2O. It was different, probably much darker and blue and colder. Something like the water by Superman's house. Crystalline, because we know silica was also plant life, but crystalline as well. So the fluid of that type of world would be way different by technicality and by element arrangement, if you go by this. Okay? Now, what we have here, this dissonant, this 440, okay, is like this diagram. It's clear that you've been squared. You're in the box now. If you look at this, it looks just like your graduation hat, and that would be the little the frill that hangs off the side, the little string that drapes down. Alright, and this is the the perfect, the circle. It goes right together. You see, you circle squares. You don't square circles. You see what I mean? The harmony and disharmonic. This 440 or 432. This is what happens to you when you listen to it. So you have to understand that. Damn, see, you're a little stupid horn. Beep, beep, you're not. You're jitney waiting, man. Get your ass out there. Or whatever. Your ride's waiting. Great Divide. Why is there a great divide? Okay, well, hello. It's just right here. Everything's connected. I told you. Uproot, disconnect the connective tissue. Fluid on the brain. Fluid on the mainland. fluid on the knee, you clearly see what it is. What did I tell you? If the connective tissue is destroyed, removed, or tampered with, then fluid comes. You know this. It's physics. Go look it up. Torn ligaments. Now you got fluid on the knee. Shit wiggly now. Uh-oh. It's like Jello. So, solid world, soft solid. How could this be so solid when it's surrounded by metal water? And this shit is constantly being hit with LFOs via the moon. Because you gotta understand, the silica harvest, how do you think the moon's so great and still remains the same size and still rotates? This is buoyant. These things go around. This is buoyant. There is as above, so below. You see? This is the way it works. And the moon has to be the square. The moon is the square wave. It has to be silicone chips. Because where do you get this square wave really from? I mean, other than birds chirping. I mean, you have to go to my Blowfield tutorial. I did have an anomaly with a square wave. So I believe the birds are actually square wave. But this is the false LFO, the false square wave, the square wave that busts you down. That's what shuts your brain off. It's like LFO. You don't hear LFOs unless you. That was me LFOing with my own vocal cords. That's no LFO. And I'll do it again. You only hear the fluctuation in the sound when I do the LFO. But an LFO that is not fluctuating a sound signal is still going, but it's a silent thing that is going, but it's still a frequency. Now you can add something to it, but it could be so low you still can't hear it because it's below the level. See, the slower LFO goes, the longer the distance, and the slower it goes, the harder it is to hear because it goes to subsonic and infrasonic frequencies. You have predominantly water, and then you have a body of water, which is the great seas of this earth, and then our bodies have a gigantic amount of water in it, which would be represented by the 75 to 80%. You got to do the math, and water's conscious and programmable, and then LFOs. 440 hertz dissonance on a hydrocarbon being, and that's basically all of us. You know, I mean, after a certain degree in time, because you know, genes start thinning out after a while unless two silica beings kept that shit strong. Obviously not from the same family, but because of the same age, and they kept that shit going, and their kids got with people of that age still remaining in the dwindle. You know, things dwindle down, genes dwindle down, everything burns down. Fires start off wild, then they get lower unless they have what? More oxygen and more carbon to burn and combust into fire. It's all transmutation in a rotation. It's a known statement. I'm closed casing it. Listen, man. This is how it all works, man. And then the sound moves particle solids. Solid solids, like I said, it looks right here like a 1-ton block or something like that, something heavy. You know, because the people of old, the people with giant tuning forks and open pineal glands, because the world wasn't as corrupted, you know, pre-flood, pre-destruction era, when the world was flourishing, and the bioluminescence and the special powers and the gifts given from the ethereal that was like really there. Okay, this shit has been corrupted, twisted, busted down, refined into a science of slow kill. Better than Hitman, better than Assassin's Creed. Slow kill you. You see? Slow snuff you out. Or just get you like the monster. Oh, man. Better watch out. You better watch out. I'm breathing deep. You must have breathed deep. You can practice some muscle. Oh. You must have breathed deep when you walk with the torch in the dark. You feel me? So sound. 528 is the miracle. That's love. How do you get that? It's 444. Master tuning. Goes to 528. That creates. That doesn't destroy. That only creates. So you tune your instruments to that. 444, not 440, not 432. 4, when you do, you are destroying me and you. I don't really give a fuck if you don't like what I'm saying. Come see me. I don't like it. And I'm not going to have my shit tuned to anything other than the 444. And I don't care if I talk a little bit of noise over that 444. Just know I do it in the name of love, baby. Because sometimes there's a little thing called tough love, man. And I got 2 hands ready for that shit. And I got a fucking throat that speaks the voice, my phonons that come into sound waves that your ass is understanding. Right now, let me make this very clear. You know what I'm saying? Let me make this very clear when I say this shit. Sound and light were made of it. Bet your ass on it. Phonons and photons excites all this 100%. You want to try to contest what I'm saying? Go look this shit up. Go look all the shit I speak up. And not only that, but this 444 tuning, not only will you hear it, but you'll feel it. And I'll display this shit. When I'm telling you, when I get the new camera, I'm going to bash this one with a hammer. I already told you that. This new camera I got coming on deck is going to be audio in directly. So you guys can get the audio in and the live feed. And I'm going to do some stuff for you guys. We're going to move some particle solids. But first I'm going to start off by moving particle solids off when inside of you guys, by letting you hear the difference between the 432, the 440, and the 444. We're going to discuss how this works, and you're going to hear me and feel me, guaranteed. Rest assured of that, because I know for a fact ever since I tuned my synthesizer to that, it sounds so incredibly powerful. It doesn't even make sense. And when I turn it to 440 to where it's normally tuned as, it loses that power that it comes in. I can't explain this to you. It's a sonic spectrum type of thing. You have to study sound as I did. I don't really want to explain that right now. But there is a sonic spectrum. And on this spectrum is like the rainbow of the soul spectrum, the red through purple. And on these little colors and frequencies, things can be felt and heard. You can hear the overall, I want to say, the texture of the sound, and you could feel the overall texture. Like this wood is very smooth. You know, this wood on this mastering rack right here is very rough, but it's been power drilled and cut with saws and all this other crap. You know what I'm saying? And drilled 100 times. So that's another story for another day. Everything has a texture to it. And what I'm saying is sound has textures and colors. Sound also makes wind, and sound is noise perceived. Alright? Now, basically, blades of grass, they harmonize at this 528. Plants, chlorophyll, that's green. Love, heart, you know, you love someone. That's love comes from the heart. That would be green. Chlorophyll. So, hey, and what in the middle of the earth, the green comes out, the heart of the earth, right? As above, so below. You see basically what I'm saying. So I'm going to probably wrap this one up. But 528 can miraculously heal damaged DNA and basically undo the retardation and the foolishness within the cellular dominion or cellular domain, whatever, cellular kingdom. Man. Wait a second. You know, I don't know. I got this information off some YouTube stuff. You know, I take notes when I listen to stuff. That's good to do. I told you I'm a master student. I live it. I don't talk it. I mean, I do talk it, but I walk it too. Okay? I've taken notes. I'm sorry if you don't like it. I hope that you appreciate it because I'm sharing it. But the hardest right there. You know, that's the 528. That's the green. We'll talk more about this shit later, though, because, like, these notes are very sloppy. But, man, it's just a lot. A tetragrammaton is the sound of the word of God, or the grand architect. So, the ohm, the spoken word that creates, and on a frequency of 528 or 444. I gotta wrap. Like I said, I gotta wrap this tape up. But I'll let you know this on this wrap up, that the creation of letters, when that came out, things like this. This represents iron, but we write it out. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to get close without zooming in the actual camera. As you know, it's a piece of shit. Here you have it. We have symbols. Sometimes there's no need for words, and symbols have more power than letters. Let me let you in on a little secret, but we'll talk about that one later. So symbols. Symbols been pushed aside for the use of letters. That's why I draw pictures on these diagrams and also include the letters and colors. See, that way both sides of your brain can get this. The art, the lines, you know what it is, right? I gave you guys these diagrams before. I told you how the brain works. This is why I give it to you like this. Words, letters, numbers, lines, lists, logic, analysis. Left, right, rhythm, color, shapes, maps, imagination, daydreaming. That's why I put a rhyme in there every time. You know what I mean? And again, I don't mean to, but hey, sometimes it's off the top. I'm not a freestyle artist. You know what I'm saying? I'll just let you know that. And then the color of light and the color of sound, shapes, maps, and imagination. Obviously, using the creative side, artistic side. So that's why I tap in with you guys. Fucks with you. Crow Town, bitch. You know what it is. Crow Crew, what's up? What up, Crow Car? I see you, man. Busting it down. I'm gonna get on your tapes, too.